So we're kicking off the quick fixes part 1 with the bonnet struts. As you can see, I'm actually holding it up with the extension of a vacuum cleaner, but yeah, that needed to go. So I thought I'd better get them on. It was just eBay specials, and I think they're only about 20 quid each, which I actually thought was pretty reasonable. They were a bit of a pain to fit at the bottom. The top was straightforward, and they were apparently they were like fitted for that vehicle, and they were the right length and everything, but I just couldn't seem to get the ball joints on very easily. But yeah, they're on, they do the job, so that's a win, I think. So same again on the rears, new struts, again exactly the same fittings, little pin at the top and then ball joint at the bottom. The only difference with the rear ones is it actually has the heated element gets its power through the gas strut itself, which I thought was pretty cool actually. I don't know if they work, but yeah, it was pretty cool and job done, and they work. Smooth. As you can tell, I was quite happy with that, and I actually thought that looked pretty good too. I'm a firm believer that a fresh set of number plates always lifts a car. So whenever I get a car, one of the first things I do is get a new set of plates. I'm not going to throw those away because they're actually pretty old. It was being serviced at Mick's garage in the 80s, but I've gone for pressed metal German style plates. And generally whatever vehicle that I've got, I tend to keep the number plates and I stack them up in the workshop, and I've got a nice big stack of number plates now, and they're all hanging on the wall and they look pretty tidy. I think it's quite a nice little addition to remind you what you've had. So this is actually a replacement battery cover, and believe it or not, you can still buy a genuine brand new Porsche one, and it was like £18. I don't know, it's only a little bit of moulded plastic, but it tidies up the bonnet, under the bonnet should I say, and it also gives for a barrier between the bonnet and the battery terminals. You can actually see on mine that it has earthed out a couple of times on the bonnet, so it's a bit of a pig to fit, but once you get it on, it just clips under the lip of the battery tray, holds it in place. But yeah, for like 20 quid, it's quite cool to have a genuine part. It's always nice when you get those genuine labels. And I'm going to kick the camera in 3, 2, 1. There we go. Kick the camera. Good job, mate. I'm trying to be like properly delicate here because, like I said, I didn't want to really break them. They've been on there for a long time, and it's kind of cool. It's nice to have a bit of history with the vehicle. But the issue I had as well is that they'd got so much double-sided tape on, and they were pretty hard to get off without worrying about snapping them. We actually double-sided tape number plates on because if people are going to nick them, to do it quickly, it tends to snap them. But I don't. Also, you can see on the bottom of the image the amount of paint that came off with it. Now we know that it's had some body work done on the front end of it, and then again I know that it's had some paint work done, but I didn't really want or expect the paint to come off with the number plate, but it is what it is. Fortunately, the new plate covers it up nicely. So this one was a bit more awkward. It's actually the leather gaiter for the gear knob. Now I got an eBay special, but again it was a fitted kit. It was actually designed to be in a 924 944. I've never changed one of these, and I've never had any experience with getting the gear knob off or anything. But I just sort of pulled my knob off, and it came off. It came off okay. Now obviously there's the leather gaiter that goes over a rubber boot. Now the rubber boot is obviously to keep the weather out, and then the leather gaiter is to make it look nice. Now the leather gaiter was all split and tired and old and everything. The rubber boot was okay. It wasn't particularly tidy, but it's better than not having it on there. Now, when I took it off, there's like a circlip that goes on the gear stick. Now, if you know, please let me know, but I don't know, when I got it on, I was really struggling to be able to get the gear knob to actually retain any sort of tension again. So it would go on, and it would stay in place, but it kind of became a bit floppy, and it wasn't movement in the gear linkages because the actual gear stick shaft was okay. It's actually movement on my knob, and it just sort of flops around. So if you can help me out and let me know what I've done wrong or what I need to do to get that to tighten up, I'd be grateful. Once it's on, it's in and it's pretty tight, but yeah, otherwise it's quite loose and flops around a lot. So the last one isn't a quick fix, it's a long fail, and it was such a ball ache. So I found this set of wheels, I really liked them, I sort of read the specs online, and for all intents and purposes should fit. So I went and got them, met up with a gentleman. It was all very dodgy. He just opened up his garage and gave me the wheels out of it and then drove off in a car. So they might not have even been his wheels, but I purchased them and they're now on my car. Now, as much as I like them, they did not fit. As you can see here, I can't even get my fingers between the shock tower, the spring and the wheel. It was actually, when I did them up, it was stuck and you couldn't rotate the wheel. Now they're an 8J 16 inch. I think the ET was about a 20. The rears were a 9J on a 25. Now they were what I would class as the kids say, hella flush. And I really liked the fitment on these, and they would have been absolutely perfect. No poke. You could have maybe got like a 5mm spacer in there, just to bring the edge of the rim out that tiny bit at the end. But when you look up, it's really hard to see, and I really struggled to get the angle right. But there was literally no movement. You could only just about turn the wheel, and I don't know if there was any flex, and if there was any flex, would it have caught? I mean, you can see the handbrake cables hard up against it there. So yeah, absolute epic fail on the wheel front, even though they looked sick. And that is the end of part 1 of the quick fixes. So make sure you tune in for part 2, and I really appreciate any likes and subscribes, and hopefully see you all on the next video. So thank you and see you soon. Bye.